Welcome to everybody, and we are here for another session of our lunchtime meditation. My name is Mariana Svarnik. I am your host today. Our instructor today is Melanie Pandit from upstate New York.
Thank you very much for getting us started today. My name is Melanie Pandit, and I am so pleased to be here with you in our afternoon lunchtime meditation. We're going to get right into meditation today, as we have those amongst us that at least have some experience in meditating. We may be using some of these gestures and affirmations that you see on the screen right now, but for the most part, we're really going to skip on through and get right into the depth of the meditation. You're familiar with the technique, you're familiar with how we do things here. So without further ado, we're going to take our home position, which is sitting with our hands open on our laps, palms up, just nicely placed right on our laps. We're sitting with our eyes closed. I've removed my glasses. I recommend you do the same. Sight is not something important right now. And we're just sitting nice and comfortable, ensuring that our positioning is such that we can sit here comfortably for the next 15 or 20 minutes. Not holding any tension in the shoulders, neck, or any upper part of the body where we typically retain a great deal of stress. Just letting all of that go. And sitting relatively straight. Not too relaxed, not too upright, but just nice and comfortable. Once we've established that position, preparing ourselves for that internal journey, let's now disregard the physical self, all of those confines that we predominantly define ourselves by. All of those constructs that we see when we look in a mirror, let's let all of those things go. Those physical identifications with self. And bring our entire focus within. Within the mind, within the physical body, within our space. We begin to tune into this happening that takes place when we slowly slow down our mental activity and seek out the present moment. As we may find ourselves bombarded by thoughts, mental activity in various forms which correspond to the past or the future, let's not entertain that noise. Relaxing our mind, communicating within ourselves that no thought is important right now. Neither do we need to process the past at this moment, nor prepare ourselves for an uncertain future. All of the mental activity that takes us out of this present moment. We're just going to disregard all of that thought and bring our focus to a state of silence, focusing on a gap between each and every thought. that pause which exists between all of that loud mental activity. Focusing on that pause, focusing on the silence that exists between the past and the future. The second thing we want to do with our attention, besides focusing and retaining that silence, is to bring our focus above the top of the head. So let's slowly bring our hand from the base of the spine to the top of the head, just cupping the hand in front of us, bringing our hand upwards, parallel to the spine. As we bring our hand up, we are also bringing our focus from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Let's do that one more time. Mimicking the movement of our inner energy from the base of the spine to the top of the head. The second time when we reach the top of the head, let's take our hand and gently place it right on the crown of the head. Gently pressing and rotating on the fontanelle bone area, the crown of the head. That spot which was soft in our infancy, the highest point on our physical self, just gently pressing and rotating and truly concentrating our entire focus to the point where our hand meets our head, where there's no thought, where there's nothing we need to think about nor do. Once our full focus has culminated to this point, let's let our hand rise up just an inch or two over the crown of the head, very slowly, raising our hand upwards. And we can slowly explore that area close to and also farther above the crown of the head, allowing our hand and our focus to rise up. And now let's let our focus settle a few inches above the top of the head, beyond the body, beyond the mind. And sustain our focus at that point, a few inches above our head, as we return our hand back to our lap, palm up. Our focus is maintained in silence, about 1 or 2 or even 3 inches up and above the crown of the head. The state in which we want to be is known as thoughtless awareness. It is a state where there is no thought. We are without thought or thoughtless, yet we are completely aware of ourself, of our space, as as we settle into that state of thoughtless awareness, allowing ourselves, encouraging ourselves to get beyond the mental activity, beyond the mind, we may start to observe sensations in the palms of the hands. We don't want to get distracted by any physical sensations, but we can just allow that visceral experience of meditation to tickle us ever so slightly and just entertain us without distracting our attention, which is settled above the crown of the head. If we find ourselves having difficulty ignoring and disregarding our thoughts, we can do a little exercise together, taking our right hand and placing it on the forehead, right at the crux where all of this noise and activity lies, right at the forehead. Just placing the right hand across the forehead and bending our head ever so slightly to rest it into the palm of the hand. As we want to get beyond our mental activity and gain the control of the noise, learning how to silence ourself from within, how to experience the silence. Let's together do a little exercise to reach deeper into that thoughtless yet completely aware state. We use our ability to forgive to help create more gaps and more extended silence in our mental self. So without thinking of anyone in specific, but in general, letting go of all resentment, all anger, all desire to seek revenge, we'll silently say within ourselves, I completely forgive everyone. And I forgive myself. Finding, if we can, a deep, sincere meaning within those words, expressing that sentiment from our heart and projecting it through our entire being and beyond. I forgive everyone. And I forgive myself. Bringing our hand back to our home position, palm up on the lap, and observing if we can now more effortlessly focus a few inches above the crown of the head. We can establish that target spot by once again placing our hand on the crown of the head and then slowly raising the hand a few inches above. Once again, just deepening that focus to fully, effortlessly concentrate. Just navigating our focus so that it's not within the confines of our mind, so that our focus is not reacting to stimuli from the external world, but rather that our focus is able to just simply, effortlessly, gently settle to that area that Einstein referred to as the torsion area, a few inches above the crown of the head. Once we're settled there, we'll again return our hand back to our lap, palm up. Anytime thoughts come and attempt to take us away from that present, thoughtlessly aware state, we just simply allow those thoughts to keep passing us by, hardly even observing them, ultimately not aware that they exist at all. Sustaining and deepening our focus into that space above the top of the head, we'll experience the next few minutes of meditation on our own, melting into that silent space, melting into that meditation, along with some music for the next few minutes. Let's check once again with our hand, bringing it up from the base of the spine, slowly again up the center, bringing our focus up to the crown of the head. At the very top of the head, just pressing and rotating. Gentle massage. And finally, once for the last time, taking our hand up and over the top of the head to explore that area and observe what we feel. Without thinking about it, analyzing, or attempting to understand just at this moment, simply experiencing without thought. We can switch hands to compare that observation with what we might feel on the other hand. And finally, let's observe what we feel in the palms of the hands. Holding our hands open to tune into that very subtle observation that may be felt at this point in your fingertips, in the palms of the hands. Let's bring our hands back down to our lap, slowly bringing our meditation to an end and opening our eyes. That was such a lovely meditation, and it's just been so wonderful meditating with you today and every Tuesday afternoon. We'll be closing up today by launching one final poll to get a good sense on our side what you felt today. This is also incredibly useful to enable you to communicate with yourself. As meditation is such an individual experience in communicating with self, we encourage you to take a moment and just pay attention to what is happening within. Did you feel anything on the palms of the hands? Did you feel anything over the top of the head? Did you observe your thoughts slowing down? From what we can see in the poll results, it looks as if you are experiencing some of those wonderful byproducts and subtle effects of meditation. So you're doing the right thing. Keep it going. It will only increase and get better. As you get deeper into that silence, you will start to observe more and more of those byproducts that are just something that come alongside in this fantastic technique. In the interim, we encourage you to continue to meditate, simply sitting for 5, 10, 15 minutes, however much time you feel comfortable devoting to really trying to establish that state of thoughtless awareness, using any of the techniques we did in class today or techniques that you will see on our site on Sahaja Online. Practicing that so that it becomes more effortless and that you're able to get deeper into that state where, again, those benefits will trickle down. If you have any questions, we are available here and online on Sahaja Online. Thank you so much for joining us today.